Yes, hello everyone, and thank you, Ilkka, for your kind words. So, my name is Janne Nyberg, I come from Fluidon, and we're the leading European partner from Finland in the Salesforce ecosystem, and we work a lot with education institutions such as universities like Aalto, and we have a dedicated practice for it. But we work across the whole platform and other industries as well. And please visit our booth here outside and come for a juice and let's discuss more how we can help you as well. But it's my big privilege to have Milla here on stage with me. So Milla, can you tell a bit more about yourself to start with?
Thanks, Janne, and thank you for inviting me here. And good morning, everyone. It's great to see you all here in this hall. So my name is Milla Vaisto-Oinonen, and I work as Leap for Learning lead at Aalto-University Learning Services. My own background is in admissions, student recruitment, Open University, and for the last 18 months I've been working with our development project called Leap for Learning in process development and change management.
Nice. I guess everybody knows Aalto as a name, but can you tell more in detail who Aalto is and what you do?
Yes, of course. So Aalto-University is, well, obviously a Finnish university. We are located in Espoo, mostly. Aalto-University is a new university. Of course, it has strong traditions, but as a university, it's new. We have 6 schools in the fields of arts, design and architecture, business and economics, and science and technology. And Aalto University is not the biggest university in Finland, but definitely the most international, especially when it comes to the number of our international students and our international faculty.
Yeah, very nice. Can you tell us more about your vision then, what Aalto has?
Yes, of course. So Aalto University's vision is shaping sustainable future. And what it means for teaching and learning, it means that we are keeping the development focus in future-led learning and, of course, enabling success for our community. And what we want to do is to elevate student experience and quality of learning. We are developing our digital and engaged learning environments. And from services perspective, which we are discussing today, the key action is building dynamic service solutions and enable data-driven operations. And we have recognized there are all these challenges around us, and we have recognized that digitalization is crucial means to adapt to this continuous change around us. And what it also means for us that by furthering digitalization, we also want to empower and support everyone in Aalto community.
What does that mean in practice then?
Yeah, well, maybe a few words about the challenges that are around us to give you some background information. So we are building dynamic service solutions, and in this way we want to contribute and revise the current academic experience our students and faculty have. So currently our students, teachers, staff, they try to manage and juggle between various systems and platforms. And of course, we can't have one system, but we can have fewer than we have now. So, for instance, it shouldn't take, for example, an Open University student to master several different Aalto systems to be able to register, pay, and study for one course. So technically, many of our systems are in the end of their life cycle, and we also have solutions that are made for one purpose only, which makes our systems landscape volatile. And another thing is that our students study across the university, but sometimes they receive sort of unit-dependent guidance, which is not, of course, efficient, and it may sometimes cause misunderstandings. Then we also have growth strategy, meaning concretely to us that the number of students is likely to increase quite rapidly over the next years. And this is because our government's strategy on increasing the number of young adults who have a degree in tertiary education. Also, Finnish universities have a new task called lifelong learning, which means that parts of degree studies should be more available also for non-degree students. Also, the student body itself is changing. So if you think about all Finnish high school students, they take the baccalaureate exam in a digital form. And it means that digitalization is very strongly present in secondary education. So how do we take this into account? And all in all, I must say that the success of students cannot be emphasized enough, also from kind of human perspective. So as the number of students grows, how are we able to support their success in their studies? How do we help the ones that are dropping out? How do we support the ones that are unsure about their choices? And how do we inform the interested ones in new opportunities? So I think that these are all the things that we are working on. And we have realized that we cannot make all these changes as scattered, separate projects in different units. And this is the reason why we have gathered 3 major projects under umbrella called Leap for Learning, as you can see here in the slide. And under this umbrella, we have 3 core projects. So deployment of our new student information system, so like our master data system, deployment of Salesforce, and also rebuilding our learning-related common processes to be ready to be transferred to Salesforce. So what we have done is we have combined process development with platform development, and we also have a shared change organization and also enhanced communication for the community to support this.
Yeah, that's a massive change you have ongoing there. What kind of benefits have you seen or are seeing then in what this brings?
So the benefits we are looking for, so of course we have the students, we have the faculty, we have the service personnel, but we also have the community that we want to help. So from students' perspective, we want to enable, let's say, flexible transitions from being an applicant to student, from graduates to alumni, and also offer holistic student support and receiving guidance and support exactly when the students need it. And for students, this means more personalized Aalto services in one place, services available anywhere, anytime, and of course support for lifelong learning, multidisciplinary studies, and student mobility. And faculty, and from faculty's perspective, it's important that we have scalable and modern tools and services that support this increasing number of students and lifelong learners. And also our faculty needs essential and sort of real-time student information available for different kinds of analysis and also decision making. And of course, from service personnel point of view, who I am, I think it's very much needed to have these information systems that actually support the daily work and to have less manual routines that we have at the moment. So all in all, I think that we all at Aalto deserve a well-run community, and this is why we are doing this.
Sure. So if we summarize now, we have heard your vision, your strategic projects you're taking, and then the benefits. But what is Aalto Service Platform then? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so when we talk about service platform, we talk about Salesforce, so it's a code name for Salesforce for our inner use. And if I think about the benefits with this service platform, so going back to the fact that enabling success for the whole community is a very important factor for us. So with students, for example, we are already quite proactive in ways we support them. So we have all these kinds of questionnaires and low threshold support available for them. However, these yearly questionnaires, with them, we are usually always late. So the student has already dropped out 9 months ago or something like that. So the question was that what if we could see what is going on with our students in real time? So this led us to Salesforce possibilities to have this 360 view on student life cycle, and this way to be able to support students on time. Also with Salesforce, I think we see possibilities in increasing student and teacher service experience with these personalized services, and naturally, because data-driven university is one of our strategic goals, for that being a reality, we need better analytics than before, and I think that you can help with that. Technically speaking, we want to replace several legacy systems, and for us, Salesforce is a good fit for target architecture that we have in learning and teaching area. And it's also a pretty good match with our human resources solution that we have selected. So in short, I think that our thinking is that service platform or Salesforce improves our daily task management of our academic staff, and our students will have better insight to their journey at Aalto. And along this project, we have also been learning to work more cross-functionally than before. And I think that in big organization, it's usually like that you have your area and I have my area and you keep in your area. So we have kind of tried to get away from this kind of thinking. And this also means that the cooperation has been enhanced also with our external partners, such as Fluidon. And I think that you have grasped pretty quickly what is it like to be working for quite a critical university community, I think. But all in all, I must say that when I first kind of introduced myself to the Salesforce tools, I kind of liked the idea of segment of one, because that kind of tells two stories. So it means that there's a community, but then inside the community, you can have personalized services. And I think that having both community and personalized services is actually the thing that we need to be able to design our services in sustainable and future-proof way.
That's great. So what are the key projects now within the Aalto Service Platform you're working on?
So we have started working with the platform with a couple of key projects, and here is a short summary of them. So first of all, admissions. Universities make two important decisions: who they recruit as teachers and who they recruit as students. And admissions is, of course, a key process with this regard. So what we do in Salesforce with our applications is that we are doing the academic evaluation of applications in Salesforce, and this has allowed us to take steps towards a fully digital process. And we also have necessary integrations to all these national systems we need in order to run the admissions. So this is the one we kind of started with, and this is already in use, actually already for the second round, and this is in active use as it is. Another thing that we are working on is called, well, it was originally called Student Dashboard, but then we renamed it to My Studies. And this is a portal intended for our students. So it's aiming at supporting academic advising of our students and also study support by creating a student success team for every student, right from the beginning to studies till the very end when the student graduates. And this is one of the ways we are personalizing the student journey. This is a work in progress, and it's scheduled for deployment this August. So this will be a big thing to help our academic advisors and also students to have a view on their success. Then we are also working on study attainment management and curriculum management. So study attainment management means that, well, quite many courses have like many parts. So you might have lectures, laboratory work, exercises, whatever, and then you get scored of each of them. And someone has to keep track on what is given to every student. So the study attainment management tool will offer a Aalto supported service for teachers and teaching assistants so that they can update the course evaluation on assignment level. And here the idea is to reduce manual work and also these self-made integrations that we have and which I mentioned. And of course, after this, we also have curriculum management, which will be a functionality where the degree program curriculum, also syllabus, can be designed and published. And admissions, student guidance, student advising, student records, curriculum-related items are really the core learning processes that a university has, and that's why we have started with these ones.
Yeah, thank you for sharing what you are doing with Salesforce. And without doubt, it's a lot of kind of hard work that takes to go through this change. What kind of learnings have you seen so far, or have you learned anything?
Yeah, I hope we have learned something. So first of all, we have just started our journey with Salesforce, and I think that this process really teaches us a lot about ourselves and our organization, which I think is very valuable per se. So in order to be successful, there's like a technical and people side to change. So matters that we have learned from a technical perspective are that it's very important to have the processes fully rebuilt before they are transferred to Salesforce. And it's also important to have a clear prioritization list of development projects because realistically it's only possible to implement 1 to 3 bigger changes per year. And it's important to be able to focus on something and do something and let it be ready and then go to the next one. So I think that this is something that technically we have learned so far. And then if I think about the people perspective, so what is important to remember, or like a key takeaway for us, is that building trust takes time, and academic community is by definition critical and needs a lot of discussion. I think this is something that we have really understood. We have always known it, but this is something that I want to share here. And it's also wise to accept that this is how it goes. So, this being said, it's always kind of easier to start with something that the community already has some kind of consensus on how this should be done. So we may not be in unison when it comes to how admissions are handled, but we have a consensus on that. So it's easier to start with that, and then by using this publishing world saying killing your darlings, it is easier when people start trusting the process. And another thing is change leadership. It cannot be outsourced. That's why we have a change management organization where people have certain roles and they are asked to act upon them. Communication, utmost importance in an academic community. Also the timing of communication and the balance is difficult to, it's important to consider, because we also have these different types of personalities. We have early birds who want to adapt everything quickly. Then we have these late bloomers who are like waiting until the last second. And then there's the people in the middle. So all these have to be taken into consideration. Celebrating success, recognizing that, okay, this is finished now. That's important for the community. And of course, when we are trying to do sort of a functional transformation here and adapt new ways of working, it's also important to have a sort of quality check from time to time according to this plan, do, act, check, act cycle, and kind of revisit the decisions we have made and check if they still are okay and if they still really work. And of course change them if they don't work.
Yeah, that's a lot of interesting learnings you have found so far, and I bet there's more to come, probably. So you have now talked about the current projects, what you are doing. Maybe the audience would like to hear what kind of things you have on your roadmap then, going forward.
Yes. So we have a roadmap until 23, and of course it will continue after that. But what we are doing next. So first of all, last year's very big thing was the deployment of our new student information system. So that's in place, and that's really a good thing. And when we are continuing with the roadmap, we have this My Studies portal, like I mentioned, deployment coming up, and all these other core processes. And then we also we are already doing the process for work for tackling thesis management process for all of our degree levels. And this is something that we need, that eventually will help the students to, choose a topic until the very end, when the degree is completed, and also give the academics a better view on student situation, and of course simplifying our administrative processes. But all in all, I think that we will have our hands full for the next couple of years, for sure.
Yeah, I bet so. Sounds like it.
So now in the end, I think I want to ask you a question, since you have allowed me to talk so much.
Sure.
So you have now followed us taking our first steps with our Salesforce journey. So do you think that these steps will turn into a leap in the near future?
Good question. Good question. And from my perspective, what I've seen and heard what you do, I think it all starts with a clear vision, and it's well communicated, and everybody is working towards the same vision, so you get people behind it. So I think that's maybe the first thing to start from. And then you mentioned several times, and what we've seen, it's a massive kind of a change, how you approach change, break down the silos between IT and business or different functions, and new ways of working, people change roles. Very crucial to do that well, which I think you have done. And then, of course, people, what you already mentioned here many times. So you can't do anything without the people, and how you focus on people. And maybe the transparency, how you can be so transparent, not just your internal people, but also partners, externals, and everybody kind of feels that we're working on the same kind of goals. So I think based on that foundation, I have no doubt that you wouldn't be able to take a successful leap forward. So definitely you're on a good path.
Thank you, Janne, for your encouraging words. It's really important for us Finns to hear what other people think about us. So thank you for these nice words. Yeah, thank you, Milla, for a very good, nice presentation about what you are doing. Please come talk to us at our booth or Milla here in the event, so we can discuss more. And so nice you all came here, and see you at the event or our booth. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Is there any questions to Milla? Typical Finnish audience, silence. It's really amazing to see your journey and how you really treat your students like customers. Even though that you are eligible, you have freedom to choose those, but after you have on board, it feels that they are your customers, and you have customer 360 around your and that's something I think that key learning for other government organizations as well. Thank you once again.